Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you are enjoying this show, you can also check out the Premiere Boys Podcast, hosted by myself, Aaron Keetook Sands, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live Chief Mighty Mal, where we discuss everything that's going on in the culture, from love, relationships, music, sex, politics, and many more. We can make you laugh, but the show could get a little raunchy, and it may not be for everybody. But if you are curious to listen to the Premier Way podcast, you can tune in to the Premier Way podcast every Wednesdays at 12 a.m. or all podcast platforms, a part of the Premier Powerverse Network. Other shows that you can check out on the Premier Powerverse Network is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Listen and support every show in the Premier Powerverse, including this show, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, who is also a part of the Premier Powerverse Network. Thank you for listening to this message and check out the show. Chill! You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 10. Chill! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, one-fourth of the Premier Boys Podcast, your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. On this episode, we have a special guest. She is an entrepreneur. She is a podcast host. And she loves to travel. And we're going to talk about many things because this conversation was amazing. And she shared many knowledge about everything she's doing, traveling, and many more. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
My name is Dainty, host of Reminiscence and Curds, Music and Memory. You're now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, it's time for Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, put it into existence and it will happen. And I say this because sometimes you just have to go through life like every opportunity that you were aiming for, you got to act like you already have it. So when it does happen, it's already yours. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Off Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Rider Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, and tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheer!
My name is Bisola Whizqueen, and I am the host of Sabi Cruise Podcast, and you're listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, we got my special guest. She is a podcast host. She is an entrepreneur. She is a content creator, and she loves to travel. We're going to talk to her about many things today. We got Bisola Whizqueen in the building. Bisola, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yes, and thank you for coming on. And I saw your stuff, and I'm looking forward to talk to you about many, many things. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you are doing a lot of amazing dope stuff. So I can't wait to talk about with you today.
Yeah, same. Me too. I can't wait to share more and, get to know more.
Yes, yes. So before we get to everything, we're going to start with where are you from?
I'm originally Nigerian, but I live in Canada and I'm Canadian now too. So Nigerian, Canadian.
Okay. Nice. So before we get to everything, I'm actually icebreaker questions. So my audience get to know you a little better. So first thing first, how will you describe yourself as a person? Name 3 words.
I love that. I'm resourceful, ambitious, and multi-talented.
Okay. Well, those are good choices. I like the multi-talented one. 'Cause I am also multi-talented as well. So that's really dope. What is one thing you like to do for fun?
I love to travel.
Of course. We're going to dive more into that. And what is in your headphones right now? It could be a song, an album, or even a podcast. What are you listening to right now?
There's a lot. I don't know. Do I just one? I just have to pick one.
It don't have to be one. You can list like probably 3. List 3. Or if you have more than that, you can list whatever you want.
Okay. So there's this new artist. It's like an AI artist, which is funny. I only realized that it's an AI artist on TikTok. Very viral account, makes really good, dope music for whenever you're busy with work. So I'm listening to her. Then there's this YouTuber that I've been following for years. Then she started to make more like music now. I also really love her channel as well. Yeah, those 2, I think. I've been locked in on them.
Okay, nice. I mean, if I would have to ask this question sometime for myself. I listened to Jay-Z recently. I've been on the Jay-Z ride recently. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the beginning of life. So how was you growing up?
Growing up was fun. It was challenging. But it helped me become who I am today. I think if I had a different upbringing, I don't think I would be where I am. And sometimes those challenges would really make the best out of you because it's like, because I've had to go through that, I don't want that for myself anymore. It was really tough. We're just hanging in there. I came from a family of 5. Mom and dad were around, but at the same time, it was also really hard. We weren't really financially as stable, so we're just hanging in there. But one thing for sure, education was prioritized for us, and that really helped us go far in life, not just for myself, even for my siblings as well, and really helped know what to prioritize as humans. And it made me see that, okay, if you take your education seriously, it can actually help your life and your career. Or at least that was what was sold to us. Go to school, graduate, you're going to get a good job, you're going to have a better life.
Yeah,
Even now, even though now I don't use my my education for work, I still would be a pro for getting education just because it really helped shape who I've become today. So yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's a good answer. Thank you for sharing that. But how all that you've been through made you the person that you are today?
Like I said, you have to go through some challenges in life to be
Yeah.
able to really come out successful. I liked, now I can say I liked seeing that there wasn't really a lot of money to throw around. So we had to learn how to save and become very disciplined with money and learning how to really manage money. And I feel like though it can be a good thing, but also it could be a bad thing because I did get some money trauma from there, which is
Mhm.
a whole thing entirely. But it also helped me learn to become very resourceful and in who I am today to even empower people with making the most out of their finances, just because I've had to learn that from a very young age to save, to plan ahead, to be resourceful, use only what I have, and think about ways to make it go far. And that has helped me. So it's really, really, really helped shape who I've become today just because I had to go through those things. And now it's even showing up as part of my work, which is empowering people to make the most out of their finances so they can live a better life.
Mm, nice. And we're gonna talk more about you, helping others with the finance like a little bit later. So, but one thing I noticed is that your name is Wiz Queen. So tell us the origin story about that name. Like where you come up with it, with the idea. Tell us about that name.
Yes, of course. So the name is actually into two. It's Wiz and Queen. I actually did not start with Wiz Queen. I started off with Slim Queen when I was a young teenager, like 13. And
Mm.
then while growing up, as at then I hadn't even hit puberty yet. So I was so small and so skinny. Then while I was growing and getting to puberty, I wasn't really looking like a slim queen anymore. So I had to figure out something more creative. And by then I was more mature to identify who I am as a person, which was being multi-talented, a wizard, a genius. And that's how Wiz came about. Then the queen remained, of course, because I'm a queen. And that's literally how it became a name and has stayed with me to becoming even my brand name.
Nice, nice, nice. And shout out to you, Miss Queen. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
So one thing that you do, you are a content creator. How did I start it? What type of content do you do?
Yes, so I'm a content creator. I do social media full time. It's my bread and butter. It's how I make a living. And I've also expanded it to other things, which is like growing a financial empowerment community from there, growing a travel business from there, even running a podcast from there as well. So all of my businesses are surrounded through social or I would say came from social media. I do finance and travel content. I also do businesses as well, like business education.
Nice. And something that you mentioned that I didn't have in my notes, but you just mentioned it. You mentioned that you have a podcast. Tell us about that and what inspired you to start a podcast?
Oh, I love that. So, I'm a very ambitious person. I work really hard, but there's also a playful side of me, which is like just a chill girl who just wants to have fun and just leave and just be. Because I do financial and business education content, people only get to see the serious girl, like, oh, save, invest type of content. So I wanted a chill house where I would bring in some other guests to just talk and just bant and talk about the real world, the real life scenarios, like challenges that people are facing, how we're just hanging in there without seeming perfect. And that's how why I started the podcast. I also didn't just want to be the one doing it. I wanted to have someone else where we can chat and talk together and share maybe valuable resources or just make others that are listening feel heard. And that's why we started the podcast, Sabi Cruise.
That's really dope. That's really dope. And what the podcast name is, my audience wants to listen to your podcast. Where can they listen to it?
Yeah, it's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, as well, and other podcast platforms too. But you find it on those three one for sure.
I dig. I'm gonna check it out myself because since I'm a podcast as well, clearly on my show. I'm gonna check it out too. I got some of my podcasters, so you already know. So one thing that you're an entrepreneur and you do a lot of finance. So what made you want to go that route? And what is the fun part about being an entrepreneur?
So I one of like I started running my business from the age of 17 while I was in school.
Oh wow.
And it started off at that point just as a way to make a living, like just make extra cash as a college student, uni student, needing more money to survive. That was it. And then after university, I getting a job was kind of tough. So it was good that I had that going for me. I didn't even really want it anymore because the business was doing so good. Then it was able to fund me to migrate to Canada, start a new life here, help my family, help my loved ones. So I learned early on that having a business is one way for you to really achieve financial freedom. And
Yeah.
that helped me stay motivated to continue to run one. On moving to Canada, I started taking my content creation more seriously and was able to turn it into a business. Now we do coaching, we do consulting, we have a community. Um, we have like online programs, mentorship, courses, all of these things that even digital product as well, that all funnel from the social media brand. And that's how the business started.
That's really dope. And shout out to you doing all those things and helping others. Cause I ain't gonna lie, we all need to learn more about finance and everything like that. So shout out to you. But speaking of your finance background, what made you want to get into it, and why helping people learn about finance is very important?
Yeah, so I learned pretty early how to make good use of my money. And I went on to university to get a degree in finance. So it just became a natural next step. And when I started creating content on social media, I was talking about a bunch of different things until I figured out what I was really good at, which was finance again. I've been able to, make good use of my money. I came into Canada as a new immigrant. I was intentional about learning the credit system, the tax system, and I realized not a lot of people even know it. Even people that were born here, they're still struggling to get a sense of when to pay off their credit card, how to use
Yeah.
it properly, and all of that. So I felt like, okay, so maybe I should share more knowledge on these things so that others can learn how to become better with their finances, because financial education is really key in
Yeah.
everything we do every day. It's all about money. If you go to work, it's about money. You go to the grocery store, it's about money. You go out, you won't catch a breath. It's like you're spending money too. So
That's
almost
true.
everything revolves around money in this day and age. And if you don't get financially literate, it's not enough for you to say, I don't know. Ignorance is not an excuse. You have to make that effort to learn. And one of the ways you can learn is through social media, through content that folks like I are sharing, so you can learn and become better. And then this would transcend to the next generations and so forth, making them more financially literate and more empowered to make smarter money decisions.
Yes, and like I said, thank you for sharing that. We really all need that. We all, and I do finance every here. I learn finance every here and there too, and it's definitely something that everybody should really learn and do it, because it's good to know about what's going on. So thank you for sharing that. But you know what, finance is not always positive. So what is the one mistake people make while doing like finance?
Yeah, the first thing is credit. I find that it's very popular. I was at a program this week where I was speaking to high schoolers and young adults, and majority of them I've never heard about credit. I mean, the high schoolers, I get it, but the young adults, it's like some of them already have a credit card, but they don't even know the difference between statement due date and closing payment due date. They just feel like it's the same thing, I can pay whenever. Some people don't even understand how it's impacting their life. Then I had to tell them, oh, if you want to you want to rent an apartment, some landlord will ask you for your credit report. You want to
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
job, some places they will check your credit score and this, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. So, and I've even found that some adults don't also know. I've seen people who say, oh, I thought I was only meant to pay the minimum payment. There's a lot of people who still don't have that credit education. So that's one mistake that I find that the banks could do more, but of course they don't
Yeah,
care.
of course,
But
yeah.
more people need to get that credit education because we live in a credit-driven system, and everything you do revolves around credit. And the earlier you're able to, make smarter decisions that could impact your credit, the better for you and your financial well-being.
And I agree. I feel like one thing that we all should learn early is about credit card. We didn't learn that at school. So I feel like we definitely should learn more about credit even in school and as of now, because you're right, because a lot of people who don't fully know about credit and stuff like that. So I agree with you on that. Thank you for sharing that. I agree with you on that.
No worries.
So what is one goal that you want to achieve about finance and helping others with finance?
So with my community, one of the things we do is help people increase their income, save money, manage their money, and actually grow the money through investing. And we've been able to help the members hit over $2 million in community goals, which covers around our collective result of saving, investing, and debt repayment. I was speaking to we had a town hall yesterday, and one of the members said that she had like $8,000 in credit card debt, and now she's been able to pay that down to like 6,000, hoping to pay it off before the end of September. And just hearing those kind of things really do make me feel good, knowing that not only am I teaching people, giving them education that they're just learning and learning, but it's also showing in the results that they're getting. So for me this year, I'm on a mission to empower 21 entrepreneurs to start making their first six figures income through the internet and social media. Then I'm also on a mission to empower folks to hit $2 million in savings in the community. We did $2 million collectively in like 3 years, but now our goal for this year is that same $2 million, and we're almost like 200 members. I think it's very possible because we're halfway already there. And for other people who might not be connected to me directly, maybe through my programs, to also help up to 1,000 people start investing. And this year I've been able to, I think we're already at 600 already, so 600 and
Oh,
something. So we're
oh
making
wow.
good progress. We have
Oh,
about
that's
400 more to go to help them actually get started on investing in the stock market, building wealth, buying the right stocks and ETF, and actually planning for their future as well.
that's really dope. And like I said earlier, shout out to you. You're really killing
Yeah.
it, helping people. That's really dope. Shout out to you. But one thing you keep mentioning through the whole episode, and we haven't talked about yet, is traveling. So why do you feel traveling is important? What are your favorite places that you traveled to so far? And what is one place or maybe two that you haven't traveled to yet?
Hmm. Okay. Places that I haven't traveled to yet that I want to go to is Bali, or I would say Indonesia. I want to really visit there. I know it's really beautiful, but I just haven't had the chance to go yet. Another other place is Greece. I think it's really beautiful. I want to go to Greece too. I've been to over 25 countries now, so I
Oh
do love
wow.
to travel. And I go to places again and again. Like if I go somewhere for the first time and I like it, I'll go back there two, three times more. So I'm that kind of traveler. I don't get tired of one place if I really like it. Um, Travel really is one way for me to feel free. And I learned this after taking my first trip to Dubai. Because growing up, my parents could never afford us going on vacation. So the first time I was able to afford going on a vacation for myself, it made me feel free. Like, oh, so if I actually work hard and I make money, then I can get this experience, right? So I was really inspired to say, okay, you know what? So now that I know that all I need is to work hard, make more money, then I can get this kind of experience, I will do more of it. And I was able to take my family on their first vacation. Now we travel every so often. I also travel a lot. Traveling gives me that freedom to experience, like, just feel like, oh yeah, once I achieve something, I can live through whatever it is that I want, which could most likely cost money. It also
Yeah.
helps me connect with more people, connect with myself. I think I've learned more about myself while traveling than I ever have anywhere else, even through school, even through therapy. I've learned more about myself when I'm in like new environment, new destinations, meeting new people, learning more about the culture, and also appreciating what I have. Because sometimes it's so easy for us to get in our head, get
Yeah,
messed
yeah,
up, forgetting that, oh, there are actually some people living on the other end of the world that have nothing, but
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel like, oh, like just maybe you miss out on something and you start cussing, you start, stressing and acting some type of way. But once you understand that, listen, it's even a privilege. So everything I have right now, I consider it to be a privilege. Being able to travel, having a job, having a business, having a flexible life, being able to do whatever it is, I consider it a privilege because I've seen people on the other side who don't have any of such, and it makes me
Mhm.
feel grateful to appreciate what I have. So yeah, that's what travel does for me too.
Yeah, there you go, man. Thank you for sharing that. I ain't gonna lie, travel is something I do need to do a whole a whole lot more. A whole lot more. And I do want to travel more. I got my reasons why I haven't yet. But I do want to travel more, but that's really dope. Thank you for sharing that. And keep doing amazing things. And you're killing it. You're killing it. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
So one thing I like to do on my show, I like to talk about mental health because it's something that we all need to talk about and it's very important. So my question to you is, what is the biggest mindset shift that changed you or how you manage money, freedom, or the life that you are building?
Yes, so one of the things that I mentioned earlier was growing up, I had to deal with money trauma just because of the fact that I came from almost nothing. But that has also helped me become better with how I manage money now and also helping people learn because I see a lot of people, the way they react to money, the way they act is because of that experience that they've had growing up, how you see money. There's something called money scripts.
Hmm.
Your upbringing shapes who you are and how you perceive certain things. I've seen folks who maybe because growing up they came from seeing um where they have to be very strict with money,
Yeah.
then now that they become full adult and they're living their life, they now start to worship money. And money
Hmm.
should just be there as a tool for you to live a better life, but not for you to adore it and make it seem like the end all be all. I've also seen people come from a background where maybe they have heard like money is the root of all evil, don't acquire money, rich people are bad. Then now these people grow up to become people who are scared of asking for a raise at work. They undercharge because they feel like they shouldn't get too much money. They give so much value without asking to get paid for it. So all of these things has really shaped who I've become now and help my own relationship personally, but at the same time, helping others who don't understand how their background is impacting who they are today and their relationship with money. And that's one of the things that I actually do with my community, which is helping them truly see money as a way to achieve a life of freedom and abundance, but not see it as like the solutions to like the end all be all, I should say.
Hmm. Yes, and thank you for sharing that. And yes, thank you for sharing that. And I do agree. I do agree. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. Be back on a more positive note. Be back on a more positive note. So and I know you already do a lot already. So this question might be pretty hard for you because you already do a lot already. So what is your dream venture? Something that you always want to do that you haven't done yet. It could be anything.
Hmm, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Damn, you're already right. Like, how did I get one now? Because it's like I have a lot of things that I do that I would really love to, I think for me is that impact in helping people make better decisions. If I could possibly expand it to different parts of the world, reach people in Canada, in US, in Europe, and help them see how that little thing that we feel like, oh, money can really change your life. You can change your family, you can change your generations to come, and just giving them that education and support. Because sometimes people don't even need a lot. I've seen people that they just
Yeah.
need just a little bit of nudge and guidance here and there, and they'll be good. They'll be set up for
Yep.
life. So that would be like my solution to the world. If I'm able to really reach more people and help them make better decisions with money, I think the world could be a better place if we all become more financially literate and we have that support. For the most part, people don't even feel comfortable talking about money to one another.
That's true.
Even
Yeah.
friends, even couples, they don't feel comfortable. But when we remove that barrier where we are feeling and seeing money as this thing up here, then you just bring it down and you see it as something that you can just communicate with your friends. It makes that accessibility and that barrier so low that everyone would now be able to get it. There's so much abundance out there, but people don't see it because of that mindset they have towards it.
Yes, yes. And of course, honestly, anything possible, I'm pretty sure you could reach out to a lot of people. You're already doing a great job now, so I'm pretty sure reach out to even more people all over the world would not be an issue. So anything possible, you would
Anything is
definitely do.
possible. Anything is
Yeah,
possible. And I'm already
right.
trying the best way I can, which is through social media, which is reaching people across different parts of the world. But I would like to
Yeah,
make that impact even more and
yeah, yeah.
not just make it a 1 minute video, but give longer term support and solutions for them as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm able to do more of that.
Yes, and yeah, I know you will. You will. You got this. You got
Yeah.
this.
Thank you. I love that you believe in me.
It's true. It's just yeah, true. It's just how I am. It's how I am. So what other project you got going on that you haven't spoken about yet?
Yeah, just the community that I have. I also do like mentorship as well for those who want to start their own business, but maybe are struggling, or those who have even started their business, but they are reaching that point where they are not able to cross their 5 figure months. So for
Mm,
people who are already running their business, they are stuck in 4 figure months, they want to make 10K or more. I do offer like mentorship and coaching programs to guide them through and provide the education and support that they need to really cross it. Think of it like me becoming your business partner for a
mm,
limited period of time where we get to work together to help you actually scale and grow the business. So I do that. Yeah, and my travel business as well, because I have a travel brand where I help people travel the world. Part of
mm,
making money is truly enjoying money and living a lifestyle that makes you feel free. And
mm.
that is where I also encourage people to, travel the world. The world is so large and beautiful. Go places, see people. You never know what you're going to find on the other end of the world until you actually go there. And that is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we do with the travel brand Sabi Enjoy.
There you go, and there you go. So, what do you have to say for anybody going the same route as you, from being a content creator, entrepreneur, traveling, everything? Say something inspirational.
I would say you are more than you think you are. There's so
Mm,
much inside of you. You're just underestimating yourself. You never know how good you are at something until you try.
mm.
So don't be quick to write yourself off until you try out something. And don't be too quick to give up because sometimes you need to try multiple times for you to hit that, gem. So don't try once and say, no, it's not for me. Try it again, try it again, try it again before you quit.
Hey, there you go, and thank you for sharing that. Very inspirational. Thank you for sharing that. So, before you go, we're gonna play a segment game. We're gonna play a segment game called Five Random Topics. Well, actually, five random topics. You give me a short or long response. I will also join in on this as well, so it makes it even more fun. So, are you ready?
Yes,
All right. So the first question is your favorite food.
rice.
Okay. 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 Nice. For me, I love, of course, Caribbean food, soul food, and Thai food. So those are like,
I love Thai food too. Oh my gosh, now you reminded me. I love, love, love Thai food. I love Nigerian food. I'm very Nigerian. I eat a lot of Nigerian food. That's why rice was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And I just feel like with rice, you can make it into white rice, jollof rice, rice and stew, fried rice, so many options. So if I had to eat one meal for the rest of my life, it would probably be rice because there are many alternatives to it.
I mean, I like a lot. Rice is good though. I know you go a lot. Rice is good. So I do agree with you. I do agree with you. All right. I know this question people have mixed up and down about it, but I'm asking you anyway. What was the last movie you saw in movie theaters?
At the movie theater. Huh.
Yeah.
Haven't been to one in a long time. Oh, I remember I watched Spider-Man with a friend like 2 months ago, but I was sleeping. I slept off for like half of the time, so I don't even know if that counts.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I mean, I guess it's count. You saw it in the movie theater. So that does count. It does count.
Okay, okay, cool.
It does count. For me, I went to the movies last week, so I know I saw the Odyssey.
You honestly, how was that?
Okay. So it was some parts is confusing, but it was really really good though. But
Mm,
it's really good. It's very long too. It's like 3 hours long.
damn.
Yeah, but it's something that you might have to watch again because I definitely missed some parts.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
to understand it better. So yeah, it was
That's why I
pretty
like to watch it at home so that if I need to take a break, I'll take a
Yeah,
break and go
exactly.
back and watch that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we watch it at home. You go always rewind it, but yeah, the movie theaters you can't do that. So yeah, but it's a good movie though. It's a good movie. So, what is your favorite album that you heard of all time?
Hmm. I liked this one from Caesar. I forgot the name. The one she did in 2023.
Mm.
Um, the one with Nobody Gets Me, Kill Bill. I forgot the name. But yeah,
Is it is it SOS?
I think it's SOS
Uh,
was one of the songs in that album, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was SOS. I know exactly what album he took, because I like the album too. That was a
Yeah, I
dope.
like that album. Yeah.
That was a dope album. Yeah, I do agree with you. That's a dope album. I mean, of course, had to go with Michael Jackson Thriller, Bad, Off the
Mm.
Wall. Of course, but you know what? You got Off the Wall right behind me. So yeah, so yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So yeah, your favorite go-to TV show?
Suits. Did you know it?
Mm,
I like
I
Suits. I
do.
like How to Get Away with Murder. I like Power.
Okay. Okay. I agree with all three of those shows. I watch all three of those shows. I
Mm.
watch all three of those shows. Yeah, Suits. Yeah, Suits. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch Suits in the very beginning, but when they added on Netflix, I blinked watched it. I like, oh wow, why did I not watch this in the beginning? I was
Yeah.
upset that I did not watch it in the beginning. And How the Great Murder. I really like Viola Davis. She's an amazing actress.
Which is
And
amazing.
yeah, and of course Power. Of course, who doesn't love Power? Even all the spin-off show too. Raise Kanan about to end next week. So yeah. So yeah, Power as well. Yeah, I agree with you. And the last one is dream place you would like to live.
Thailand.
Mm.
I'd like to
Okay.
be there for a while. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times and I love it every time I go. I could really see myself living there. Food is fresh, weather is nice, and people are warm and friendly, and you have a lot of nomads traveling there. It's just nice. They have beaches, good food, sunshine. I love it. So I could live there. I could see myself living there.
That's really tough. I mean, I do want to check out Thailand too. Ain't gonna lie, I do want to check out Thailand. But if one place, I'm gonna say one place from the United States and one place outside the United States. One, Hawaii. That's one place
Mm,
that, something I always want to dream of, living. I'm not gonna lie, it's very nice over there. Yeah, so Hawaii, Paris. I know everybody always asks you why Paris. I don't know. I just love Paris. I love, everything about Paris. I just
have you
want to check
been
it
there
out one
before?
day. No, never been there. No, but I want to go. I want to check it out though.
Mm,
And I'm gonna check out Barbados. You know,
good.
my family have from born there, so I want to check it out too. So Barbados,
Yeah.
definitely for
I
me.
think
Yeah,
you love it. Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty too.
it's nice, nice. So Miss Wiz Queen, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing everything about finance, traveling, and everything. This was an amazing conversation. And thank you for coming on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And yeah, it was a really good conversation. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me as well. I'm really glad that I got to do this, and I hope more people get to listen, watch it, follow my journey. I'm active on all social media platforms. It's the name Whizqueen, and I
Oh,
know
there
you
you go.
also put in the short
Ah,
in the show notes as well. And yeah, if you listen to the show, you can feel free to connect with me. Send me a message. Let me know you listen to it, and let me know your thoughts. If you have questions, whenever, I'm more than happy to take them.
there you go. I didn't even have to ask you to show your show for me because you already did it. So you already did the easy part for me. Well, well, there you go. All her information will be in the show notes. And yeah, thank you everybody for checking out this episode. And I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spinoff Series Thursdays. And Spinoff Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spinoff Series. That brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the old school show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Presents Spin-off Series Thursday, a conversation about music podcast every first Thursdays. The old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True. I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of The Gentleman Like That Podcast. Thank you to my special guest, Bisola Whizqueen, for coming on the show. Thank you for the amazing conversation about finance, traveling, and everything. Thank you for coming on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. It really means a lot. I really enjoy our conversation. Once again, thank you for coming on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. You can check out Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast every Sunday for the main series, and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays, where we have shows like a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second Thursday at 12 p.m. The Top 20 Kids That Show, the series with myself and Jalen every third Thursday at 12 p.m. And the Old School Show with myself and the Star Rated Ride every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Look out for the newest spin-off series Thursday show, Date Night Talk Stories, and the Wrestle Conversation show coming real soon. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Good Pods, and Podchases. The more y'all rate, show more people know about Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, where you can listen to the audio version of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. You can watch every visual version of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast called Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast TV. And you can check out Mr. Gentleman Fact Quote of the Day every Mondays on all social media platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. If you want to be guests on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, we do need guests for the second half of season 10 and beyond. Just send me a bio about yourself, everything that you do to my email, Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman at gmail.com, or hit me on social media, Ken underscore Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken underscore Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN. Cool. And we can set something up. I still look for guests for the second half of season 10 and beyond. You can also check me out on the Premiere Voice podcast with myself, Aaron Keto Sands, Star Rider Rod, Long Live Chief Mighty Mal. New episodes of the Premiere Voice podcast every Wednesdays at 12 p.m. A part of the Premiere Power Network. Other shows you can check out on the Premiere Power Network: King Talker Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron Keto Sands. You can check out all episodes right now and look out for his newest show, After Hours with Aaron Sands, coming soon. You can also check out all episodes of Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod right now. And look out for a new episode of Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live Chief Mighty Mal, coming soon. Listen and support every show in the Premiere Power Network. Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast shoutouts return next week episode of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. And of course, add me on Good Podcast, Kim, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Podcast, the mini independent podcast that you can see where everybody's to. We can rate each other's shows. And we had the charts at the moment. We are not on any charts at the moment. But thank you for checking out Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, the all podcast platform. We had no Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast achievements for this week. But thank you, everybody that continues to listen to Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, the all podcast platform. And of course, check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. You can check out every episode of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, all 281 episodes of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. You can check out every guest who's been on Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, all 85 guests who've been on Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. You can check out every guest appearance that I've been on. More guest appearances coming real soon. Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast tour returning in the fall. So look out for that. And of course, check out the merch store of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, www.mrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, where we have shirts, hoodie, masks, mugs, hats, and many more. Support the official merch store so we can upgrade your listening experience. Now check out the official merch store of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, www.mrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And of course, check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And thank you once again for checking out the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. Really means a lot that you all continue to check out Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. And you can check out Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast every Sunday for the main series, every Thursday for spin-off series Sunday, just by searching Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast on all podcast platforms. Next Sunday, we have another new episode of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast, and we have a special guest who is an actress, a producer, entrepreneur, and many more. We have Miss Brittany Cash in the building. We're going to talk about many things and look forward to this next interview of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. Have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode.
Hi, my name is Rosie, the Haitian Mama, the host of Mama Life Podcast, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.